Hey, this is the C&D channel. I'm Chris. This is Dave, and this is MMA for you. We're gonna be doing our predictions for a really stacked card in UFC 137, which is gonna happen on October 29th.
Can't wait with our card. That card is amazing. But before we do anything, please go to gobusiness123.com. Gobusiness123.com for any your business consulting. Done.
Cool, man. Yeah, man, and yeah, let's just
Let's
get
go for it,
started,
man.
Okay.
GSP. Don't even need to go for it. GSP. Done. GSP.
Okay.
Next.
Well, no, let's actually talk about the fight though. Okay, George St-Pierre is gonna fight Carlos the Natural Born Killer Condit.
Okay.
Okay. Condit is a guy that has really bad takedown defense.
Done. Game over.
No. That's one thing is though, he's a master at scrambling. I said it in the Dong Hyun Kim fight. If he gets taken down, he's good at getting back to his feet. He's very, he's shown some knockout power as of late in his stand-up, and he's very wild, which could actually work in his favor against someone that is fighting really safety first.
Yes.
And George St-Pierre. I think George St-Pierre has a more technical stand-up, but Carlos is just so wild and reckless and go for broke. I mean, this is a guy that, like, he is fighting Dong Hyun Kim. All of a sudden, and he gets taken down, gets back to his feet, flying knee. I mean, this is a guy that'll throw knees, he'll throw kicks, he'll throw flying knees, he'll throw punches at George St-Pierre.
He can go all the way because, it seems like everybody is, George GSP, he might just go something crazy. Who knows,
Yeah, he's definitely the type of guy whose recklessness could actually favor him and maybe pressure George. But on George's defense, I think he'll definitely take the fight to the ground if he needs to. Like I said, George St-Pierre has some great stand-up here. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like he's stand-up deficient or anything like that. He throws a great jab. The thing is, Carlos Condit is a very tall opponent as well. You saw against Jake Shields that George St-Pierre was throwing, throwing a lot of overhand rights that are kind of sloppy. So, but I do feel that George might actually take the fight more to the ground this time around, especially with knowing Condit's weak takedown defense.
And then again, GSP is no other fighter. He is very, strong all around it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, of course, Condit is crazy, but still, GSP is a very conservative fighter. He will know, he's a smart fighter too, so he will know what to do when the times get rough. Take on the ground, stay on the ground, and we will see what's up. Yeah, ground and pound. And he has good BJJ too, don't forget that. So
yeah, and his top control is just suffocating.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, next fight after that, we have Nick Diaz versus BJ the Prodigy Penn.
I love Nick Diaz, but BJ Penn is always my boy, man.
Okay, the one I'm picking BJ to win this one too. I do have.
You have to.
Yeah. I do have my concern really in this fight is the cardio. Nick Diaz doesn't get tired. This guy does triathlons. He doesn't get tired.
I know.
BJ Penn has shown, especially with Diaz's volume punching and constant pressure, you never know if he's going to tire BJ out.
I do.
But I am picking BJ.
You gotta pick BJ. BJ is just, it's like GSP or BJ. I mean, I don't care what the other opponent is. I still picking them. But you're right. Nick Diaz is that guy has no gas. That guy has a super big gas tank, while BJ Penn, sure, his gas tank is not that good. But I still like BJ Penn. So BJ Penn.
Well, the other thing, other talking points about this fight is if this fight is contested in a stand-up, both these guys like to box. I imagine that Diaz is going to have the reach advantage, but he likes to throw a lot more volume. With BJ, he has really technical boxing.
Exactly.
He has good defense too. Diaz doesn't have good defense. I do feel that BJ can slip and counter really well. You saw that against Matt Hughes. He slipped and he countered and knocked him out. He's really good at that. If he wanted to, BJ wants to, he could actually take the fight to the ground.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, once on the ground, this is BJ's war.
Well, Diaz is a brown or maybe even black belt under Caesar
But you
Gracie.
talk about BJ Penn, man. His jiu-jitsu is just amazing.
Yeah, but you can't look down on Diaz's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. And he's really good at getting back to his feet.
Okay.
Both these guys have extremely strong chins. It's going to be really hard for one of these guys to finish each other off.
Yeah.
I do feel that BJ has more of the proven power.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And he's not fighting a really fast guy like Frankie Edgar
Yes.
or a guy that's going to overpower him like George St-Pierre.
Yes.
He's going to fight Nick Diaz, who's going to pressure him and throw a lot of volume. But I think that might fit into BJ Penn's game of slipping and countering.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, BJ is really good with his counter punch, so BJ pay on the way.
Okay, next fight after that, we got some heavyweights. As Cheick Kongo is going to fight the meathead Mitrione.
Oh, Cheick Kongo, man.
You know what, man? I'm a big fan of Meathead.
What?
I think Mitrione is gonna. I know he's a prospect. He hasn't had a lot of fights, but I think Mitrione is gonna take this. Actually.
Do you know the power of three? Right? You agree with me with the first two. You have to agree with me with this one.
No, I don't know about that actually.
Kongo, dude. I mean, strong, experienced, strong. Experience.
Oh, this guy's a really muscular guy, that's for sure.
Meathead. Good Muay Thai.
No.
What?
Well, your guy has a good Muay Thai.
Yeah, I say my guy.
Yeah.
Your guy just a meathead.
You know what, man? Mitrione, one thing I like about this guy, man, he moves really well for his size, man. That's the thing. I kind of worry about his cardio at times, but, the thing is, he throws a lot of jabs.
Okay.
He does have a good reach.
Okay.
He throws a lot of straight punches and has a lot of power. He moves around a lot. I think he'll be able to catch Cheick Kongo before Kongo's able to catch Mitrione.
But you basically saying Kongo has no good counter. Kongo has a really good counter. Okay.
He's a good counter puncher, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But
He got Muay Thai. He got uppercut. He knocked somebody out with his uppercut.
Berry, man.
Yeah.
That was actually Matt Mitrione's training partner.
Goodbye.
Yeah. One thing is, with Mitrione, I do worry that Kongo might actually even try and wrestle his way to victory here. I do worry about that. But if it stays on the feet, I'm going to go with Mitrione. I just think that his movement and his straight punching is going to be the difference maker. The inexperience does make me a little worried for Mitrione. But otherwise, I think he has the power, and his learning curve's really good too. He's getting better every fight.
I still think Cheick Kongo gonna win this fight. He's strong. He's experienced. Okay.
Mitrione's a strong dude.
Well,
this guy used to play football.
I just saying that Kongo is not weak neither.
Yeah.
So on the power wise, okay, fine, little bit off, all right. But the guy is very experienced. Okay.
Oh, they're both really strong.
He fight with a lot of top fighters.
Yeah, he fought Cain Velasquez, man.
See? The guy's a really good Muay Thai. The guy's a good standout. The guy can wrestle. The guy, again.
His takedown defense sucks. His offensive wrestling sometimes is decent.
Anyway, check out what's going to be you.
Okay, next fight after that, another heavyweight fight as we have Mirko Cro Cop versus Roy Big Country Nelson.
Probably never die. I don't care what you say. I like Roy Nelson. Probably never die.
IFL never died.
You go.
I got Roy Nelson here.
Dude, come on.
I would love to see a left high kick KO like he was doing in Pride. And you know what? From the Roy Nelson isn't a really tall fighter. He could potentially get kicked or something, but I think Roy Nelson at this point, despite him coming off like 2 losses to like Junior Dos Santos and Frank Mir, and both by decision too. I just think that Nelson, he has shown heavy hands. He can take the fight to the floor with the trip takedowns. Granted, Mirko does have good takedown defense actually.
Beside Pride and Die,
Yeah.
I mean, Cro Cop, no matter what you say, okay, I have to pick Cro Cop. I love that man, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Still got KO power. Still got it.
Mm-hmm.
The kick is amazing. If he
Mm-hmm.
can bust out kick, bust out KO power, the takedown defense, not even worried about it. That guy got it all. I just want him have if he can do what he used to do, this fight's his, man. But still, Pride never die.
Okay, next fight after that we have UFC newcomer on consensus top 5 actually ranked featherweight. Hatsu Hioki is going to fight George Roop.
USA.
I'm going with Hatsu Hioki to win this one.
Trader.
No, trade for what?
Not believe USA fighter.
Why not?
Okay. Alright, just anything, alright. Let me show you my 2 cents.
I thought Anderson Silva was a Brazilian, not a UFC fighter.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do know Japanese people come over to the US and they fight great over Japan. I appreciate their fighting. You know what happened when they come to US? They lose.
True. No, true. And even some of the better guys, whether it's Omigawa, Ricky Fukuda. I mean, Okami's done well for himself. Gomi didn't do so well.
They lose.
Shinya Aoki lost to Melendez.
And let me remind you, George, a tall fighter, okay?
Same with Aoki. He's actually a tall fighter, too.
George has a good length.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He know how to use his kick. And I just think he has a better power.
Actually, the first guy to knock out the Korean Zombie with a head kick.
I hate him for that. But anyway, he has a good kick, good stand out, good length. I believe he has a better power. I see a lot of Asian fighters fight, and I feel like for some reason, especially you fight in Japan, and for some reason, US fighters have better power.
Mm-hmm. We'll see, man. Hatsu Hioki, especially if he gets the fight to the ground, his stand-up is improving. If he can get it to the ground, this guy's guard passing is amazing. I mean, against
That's only on the ground, okay?
Yeah. I mean, George Roop, he showed some really improved takedown defense in his last fight against Grisby. But, Grisby has kind of proven to be a bit, he's... I want to say, I don't want to be too mean, but I want to say letdown, I guess. I think Hioki will be a bit stronger mentally than Grisby was and be able to take the fight to the ground.
George Roop had good kicks. What if you come in here and I give you a nice kick and say goodbye?
Well, range-wise, you have to be kind of far away. For the kick. If he's close, then it's gonna...
who you think your Japanese guy will be if I get close, man? Look at the length of the punch, dude.
Yeah, well, the thing is, that doesn't mean you can't shoot for a takedown.
Okay.
Or clinch up for a takedown as well.
Anyway, George Roop will win. Next
fight after that is in the Spike prelims, as we have the Cowboy Donald Cerrone versus Dennis Seaver. Close fight, man. It can go either way. Seaver's coming off a good win over Matt Wyman. He's beaten guys like Soteropoulos.
Don't even say that.
But Donald Cerrone's coming off a big win over Charles Oliveira. And, he's been beating all the guys so far that he's fought in the UFC.
I have to pick Dennis because he beat my favorite guy, George. And the first time George lost too.
Well, in the UFC.
Yeah. But Dennis been proven his BJJ game is pretty amazing. Strong,
Well, his BJJ is good, but Donald Cerrone as a more proven Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game. I mean, this guy can work from his back really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dennis is
And-
hard to take down. What do you get for that?
Well, I don't even think that Cerrone's gonna. I don't even know if he's going to get this fight to the ground. I mean, Cerrone has some really solid Muay Thai, punishing leg kicks. He's got some good hands, dude. He dropped Charles Oliveira with a body shot. You know.
Well, but that doesn't say Dennis have no like crazy stuff. He has a spinning back kick. How about that?
Sounds good, and he has a really good left hook too. I also wonder though about the height disadvantage. Donald Cerrone is a very tall, lanky fighter. Seaver's a shorter, more compact fighter. I think the guy who has better reach is gonna hit his target a lot easier.
But I also says Dennis can be a little bit faster.
He isn't that known to be that quick or anything. I mean, Cerrone, I don't think that Seaver's known to be particularly quick or anything like that.
Quick enough for your guy. Anyway.
What do you mean? My guy isn't slow by any stretch of the imagination.
No, I just say Dennis have a strong standout as well.
Yeah, he does. I think he does too.
No matter what, Dennis gonna beat you.
We'll see. Okay. Next fight after that, we have two featherweights as Tyson Griffin is going to fight Bart Palashetsky.
We agree this one on Tyson Griffin.
Oh, Tyson Griffin, yeah.
Thank you.
I've never been a fan. I've never actually been a fan of Bart Palashetsky. A lot of people like him. He has a lot of fights. He trains with Team Curran. 49 fights. But,
that's a lot.
He's always just been a guy that's been good but not great. Stand-up solid. His ground game solid. His wrestling isn't that good, it's not bad, but it's not anything great. Tyson Griffin, really typical Russell boxer. He's definitely in the right weight class, just coming off a good win over Manny Gambarian. He showed his leg kicks are pretty good, his hands are pretty solid, and he does have strong wrestling as well.
Hey, he training in the Extreme Couture. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Tyson Griffin definitely has the tools to stay as a top 10 featherweight.
Totally agree. Tyson Griffin.
Cool. Okay, let's get on to the prelim card as UFC prospect Brad Tavares is going to fight Crazy Tim Crater.
Right.
Yeah, gotta go with Brad. You know what? I like Tim Crater. He throws really wild in his stand-up, which got him knocked out by Ed Herman. His Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really strong as well from his back and on top. The thing is, Brad Tavares, he showed really good takedown. He impressed me a lot in that Aaron Simpson fight with his takedown defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's learning. He has some heavy hands, and it's not like he's, deficient in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
And the guy, has been improved a lot in every single area.
Yeah,
so
he really has been.
I think he is a good prospect to look out for.
Yeah, I keep saying it. Even during the Aaron Simpson, even when I thought Aaron Simpson would beat him, but I still believe that Brad Tavares is definitely a dark horse prospect in the division. I mean, I think he is a prospect that can break into the top 10 in the future.
I agree. I mean, especially with how fast he improved, I definitely think he will be there very soon.
Yeah, cool. Next fight after that, we have a guy returning to Zuffa as Jeff Curran is going to fight Young Guns Scott Jorgensen.
I like Jorgensen, but I think Jeff will win this fight. For the reason is I like him too. It's a very experienced, okay?
This guy's fought, dude. He's fought Mike Brown. He's fought Uriah Faber. I mean, he's fought the who's who of just MMA, really. He's fought a lot of good guys, man.
The guy trained with so many good fighters, okay?
Not just that, he trains good fighters. He's their coach.
So he will win.
You know what, though? Scott Jorgensen, as you saw in the Ken Stone fight, this guy has massive power, man.
I know.
I mean, he's beaten some good guys, too. Scott Jorgensen beat, Brad Pickett. He's fought for the title against Dominic Cruz. Solid wrestling. Heavy hands. His stand-up is good. It's not great. But it is solid for sure, and he packs a lot of punch.
I know. I just think Jeff, he's been there, done that, man. That guy, he's saying it all, and he has a good, very strong BJJ, very strong grappling. I just think he can outsmart a young Jefferson.
Possibly. We'll
Yeah.
see. Okay, next fight after that, we have Elliot Marshall versus Brandon the Truth Vera.
Well, Brendan, right?
I hope so, because that guy, I'm Filipino, and that guy's been letting me down, man. I don't know how else to say it. The thing with Brandon Vera, okay, Elliot Marshall, he's a strong grappler. I
Uh-huh.
mean, his stand-up's not that great. He's mainly just a really strong grappler.
I know that, but your Filipino brother has not done too well.
Hasn't done too well against more higher up in the
Okay.
division. The thing is, and he got killed by Thiago Silva.
And he has a very, very weak mental game.
His mental game, yeah, it's not all there. He's coming off a pretty long layoff because Thiago Silva broke his nose.
Mm.
He's lost a lot of that killer instinct. But he is up against a guy he should beat. That's the thing. I mean, stylistically, Elliot Marshall shouldn't offer much in the stand-up here.
Especially Elliot has a really weak stand out,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I just think that Vera has the superior Muay Thai,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a good wrestling game,
Mm-hmm.
and strong enough Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. I mean, he was stuffing a good amount of like Randy Couture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon Vera, see, and that's the problem with Brandon Vera. He is a well-rounded guy. That's why he's such a disappointment, because he does have the skill. It's just, he can't put it all together. I think it's a mental thing,
Yeah.
But I think he should win this fight.
I truly believe so. I mean, look, you're fighting somebody you should be.
Yeah.
No,
So he should beat him.
he should be then.
Okay, next fight after that, Danny Boy Downs is gonna fight Ramsey Nijem. I'll go with Ramsey. In the show he showed some wild stand-ups. I wasn't fond of that, but he did show some pretty strong wrestling. Trains at the pit with guys like Court McGee. I think the Utah division. Danny Downs though, I mean, he showed some resilience. He beat like the Mongolian Wolf.
Lucky.
The thing is, he trains the Duke Rufus, and then he got killed by Jeremy Stevens.
I mean, he's good, but it's not everywhere. Okay,
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah,
It's good.
he's just solid enough. Ramsey Nijem, I think he definitely, I think he could probably win just with the wrestling, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And finally, we have Chris Camozzi, who's coming back to the UFC, versus UFC newcomer Francis Carmont.
I choose quick. Yeah, right. Of course, I choose the guy who hang out with my GSP all the time, training partner, right?
Yeah, man. Francis Carmont, solid fighter, tall. Just like Chris Camozzi. He's like 6'3". Chris Camozzi, he's like pretty tall fighter himself. One thing that does concern me is I don't know if Carmont has cut to middleweight. This might be his first cut. I honestly forgot. But yeah, he does train in TriStar. Solid stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off a good win streak. Has a good amount of subs as well. Chris Camozzi, he had a good fight against like Joey Villasenor. Stand up looks solid. I mean, he's just one of those guys he's solid but not great. That's the thing. Like he got taken down by like Kyle Noki and choked out in the first round. It's like he's a good fighter, solid enough, but I think Carmont should take this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. Chris is well rounded, but Carmont will take this one. Plus, you see the show. GSP is a great coach. I'm pretty sure GSP will say, "Hey, dude, watch out this. Do this. You can do this."
Well, actually, the main coach in TriStar would be Faraz Sahabi.
Oh.
He's the boxing coach for like George St-Pierre. And I think Zahabi will be able to help Carmont win this one.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for our predictions for UFC 137. If you have any comments, so leave them below.
Yeah, and still go to support our sponsor, gobusiness123.com. If you have any business consulting, web design question, need your website, go business123.com.
How much is it? $250 to make a website?
Yeah, 5-10 pages. Hey, they're very good.
Yeah, cool, man. So yeah, that's it for MMA for you. Thank you guys very much.